Welcome back to another episode of We Don't Know What to Watch, the podcast where two guys watch random movies and talk about them. With me, as always, is the inevitable, the adorable, the Lucy Van Pelt to my Linus Van Pelt, Kyle Mulford. And I'm Noah Saturn. How you doing, Kyle?
The doctor's in. And today's podcast is brought to you by the non-negotiable checklist because we check all the boxes.
As well as 780 AM K-Rap.
K-Rap.
All talk all the time.
And the car barn.
Carl's Car Barn. That's Carl with a C and car with a K.
If this isn't enough clues for the 10 people that may have seen this movie before, what did we watch?
We watched Coyote County Loser. I watched this one on Tubi.
That's where I believe I watched it too. I think it's on another free service too, but I watched it on Tubi. Yeah, okay. So what's your quick snowball pitch for this one?
Oh, what if you took a Hallmark movie but forgot the Christmas?
I love it. Oh, that's what it so felt like. Yeah, so this is a movie. We open up with a guy driving down the highway talking. He's in his convertible sports car and talking on his cell phone about a big deal in LA, and he runs out of gas and pulls into this little town. I don't even know if, they talk about Coyote County this entire time. I think their town is so small that they can't even talk about the town because I don't even think a town exists.
Maybe it was like unincorporated or something. I don't know.
It must be. I think there's about like 10 people living in this town. But he stops at the gas station. He like pushes his car into the gas station, and this is where the movie begins because I think all the old people of the town go to this gas station / diner.
The diner.
The diner. What was it called? Because it was the dude who owned it. Now I can't remember the guy's name. And him and his wife were my favorite characters too.
That's true.
But
so apparently, before you go, I just kind of like to imagine that like when Jack was on his way driving through, he Hunter S. Thompson drove past him on the way to leaving Las Vegas. No, excuse me, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Nice, yeah. Well, the funny thing is when he's driving, he's going down the highway, and then he's trying to look at a map, and he stops by this little fruit stand, and the guy's like, "Oh no, it's that way." And so he goes the other way, and then he stops at some other woman, and she's like, "Oh no, it's back the other way." And then where he's trying to go, I'm going, this dude can't read a map. Just
hey, that he's a love doctor, not a map doctor.
Right. I guess so. But when he stops in this diner, all the old men are like sitting around an old radio and listening to the town's love doctor on the talk. It's all talk all the time on 790 K. What is it? K-Rap.
Get it? It's a bad radio station because it's called K-Rap.
Oh crap. And this love doctor, Lauren Hart. She's here to
Heart Smart with Dr. Lauren Hartford.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Lauren Hartford. Be smart with your heart. She keeps talking about like men like their cars. There is a lot of car metaphors in this movie.
Yeah. So if you don't like cars, then, you might be out of luck.
And apparently 2 car dealerships, because remember when they get, the radio station gets the car deal back for commercials, and they're like, well, the other car dealership might advertise with us now too when they hear this ad. I'm like, there's like 5 people in your town. How are you selling this many cars in the middle of nowhere?
It's a front. They're working with Heisenberg to move meth.
I think so. It's got to be. There's got to be something going on here. It's a little fishy. But he's listening to the radio, and he just happens to be a radio personality himself with syndicated programming. Ooh la la. And he calls into the love show because he thinks that she's full of crap, and he starts arguing with her on the air. And then when she's done with her shift, well, where are you going to go when you're done with your shift in this town? You go to the same diner. You go to the diner that he's at because that's the only diner in town. and they meet there, and then she's having dinner with her boss, and the boss is like, "Oh, you're the guy who called us in. Hey, you want a job?" I'm like, that poor woman, her boss is going, "Oh, this dude called in and was giving you
Humiliated you, yeah.
and humiliated you on your show. I'm going to give him a job sitting next to you." I mean, her advice is like, I think, intentionally bad in this movie. So I don't know, but I still thought it was kind of crappy of the boss to do that.
Oh, for sure.
Because she's got this whole thing where it's she calls it the NNCL, and everyone in the she talks on the show while she's on the radio, and she goes, "What's that stand for?" And everyone in the diner goes, "Non-negotiable checklist." So you're supposed to have a checklist of what you really want in a man, and if he doesn't meet every single criteria, then don't do it.
Exactly.
That is terrible advice. I'm going to say too. I'm with Jack. What's his face?
Jack Proctor.
Jack Proctor, the love doctor. uh, then they leave, and I liked this scene too because her truck is all beaten up because there's all car metaphors, and she's run down on the side of the road, and he drives by her and is like, "Oh, you again," and stops to help her out and fix her Framus.
Tell me where the Framus is, yeah.
Isn't that near the distributor cap?
Yep.
And
of course, she made it up.
Yeah, she made it up to make him look silly. And then and when she gets in the car with him because her car won't start, she makes fun of him for driving an automatic. I'm going, most people drive automatics.
It's a good point.
I mean, they don't make a lot of vehicles like manual anymore. And this movie is from 2009, and I think it's set in modern day. But yeah, so I don't know. Then this whole movie comes down to he does go and do a spot on her show because he's got to stay for a couple of days and blah blah blah, and then he starts giving out this advice that everyone in the town starts following, and people,
because it's all about this bet. So they're trying to find, so it says that prove that his advice is better than hers. He's going to find the biggest loser in all of Coyote County, clean him up, and then have him go on a date with his dream girl to prove that his advice is better than hers. So he's rolling out this advice. The joke is that all the men in the town, like Carl, at the car bar, and even like Doyle, who's like the producer, like working at the radio station, or just everyone around town is starting to follow this advice, and it's all going well.
Yeah, and everyone wants to be the loser of the town. I thought it was
like, then the loser gets like a free truck or something.
Yeah. What'd he say? They're giving away a free truck. Carl didn't like that at first until it comes because he's got the talk radio playing over his loudspeakers at his car dealership. This must be the only station that comes in. and he's all mad because he's like, they can't offer a free car, and then some old lady that's there looking at a car, she goes, "You're going to give a free car to this guy if who's helping a loser get a date? That's so sweet of you. I'll buy this car for cash." It's just like, what? And he's like, "Okay, cool. This will help my sales." But yeah, it's so then I found it funny because it's almost like the She's All That thing, the Taming of the Shrew, only they straight up tell the loser that they're a loser to get to from the get-go instead of tricking them into thinking they're popular. And
whoever knows, it's just like the plot of Grease 2.
I've seen that once and I kind of put it out of my mind. Oh, I have in my notes here also that this movie has porno production value and acting.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. It's better than that. I'd say I'd put it at like a low bar Hallmark movie or knockoff Hallmark movie.
Very, very low bar Hallmark movie. Some of the dialogue and the acting was very just kind of, I don't know. It was so wooden and just the lines were so bad. But the thing is I still didn't hate this movie because there were some fun characters in it. Like the old couple that owned the diner, which was like the old married couple that's been married for 48 years. So like they really know what love is. While these two doctors are duking it out on the radio.
They're like, "Oh, you crazy kids."
And I was so sad when spoiler, when the old woman dies of a heart attack. I'm like, what is this movie? What are you
It's
doing
like,
to me?
you didn't earn this.
You killed off one of my two favorite characters in the movie. But yeah, I felt kind of bad for Lyle, the guy who got to be the loser because he was in love with Lauren, and I was like, how are they going to work this so that Lyle isn't still just a loser at the end? Because you know that Jack and Lauren are going to get together at the end. That's
Should have
kind
ended
of
up as a throuple, or like where Jack and Lyle got together. That'd be the twist.
there you go. But yeah, they of course at the end credits they finally show. Oh, this must be like 18 years later because he's married with a couple of kids, and so you see that Jack and Lauren stayed and lived happily ever after or whatever in this town.
Don't forget the character Red, who hosted like a paranormal and alien encounter show. And
Oh
then at
yeah,
the
he
end,
was another good one.
he was like just a weird side character who you saw him like in the radio station. And like at one point, he and Jack and then another character Doyle go to the crash site.
The crash. Oh, I can't believe you dragged me out here again. He was actually my favorite part of I loved the end credits where they were like just kind of having fun with the radio show and talking to the townspeople because now they're like a family therapy couple on the radio, and they get a call from Red and he's like, "Where are you calling from?" "Ah, I'm back on the mothership. They came back for me." And then it goes to dead air and they're like, Red, are you still there? Red?
Aliens exist in this universe.
Yes. Yeah, what else I've had my I don't know if I have much else in my notes about this movie because it's just about this contest and then them kind of eventually compromising in their views and coming together and learning a little bit from each other and learning from the old couple who's where the wife died.
Spoilers.
It's sad. I was sad.
Oh, I know. I was sad too, buddy.
Then of course you had the big contract get faxed into the radio station because you have to have that. You have to have that. You're leaving? You said you were going to stay.
The third act breakup.
Yeah, it happened like 10 minutes before the movie ended, so it was very quick, and then got resolved. And the only two characters we haven't mentioned yet is the two in the control room or whatever, like putting the people on air for Jack.
Yeah,
and,
like the producers or like the intern Doyle and Katie.
And Doyle's like this nerdy guy, and Katie's got this. He's all about following Jack's love advice, and she's all about her non-negotiable checklist, like Lauren tells her to do. She's like, I need someone who's got at least a master's, if not a PhD, and has to be a doctor or a lawyer. And
then the best is like, oh, he's such a nerd. He's terrible. He doesn't meet anything on my checklist. And he collects X-Men comics. And then my wife just looked at me and started laughing.
Oh, I think my wife would have too if I would have I should have watched this with her. I think she would have actually liked this movie. She loves all those Hallmark movies.
My wife didn't like it, but we had a good time.
I think that's what I mean by that is like this movie's not great, but I don't know. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, you can't really be mad at it because it does what it's trying to do, which isn't much, but it's a kind of a fun, cute little love story.
So should we go into? I think that's most about the movie. Should we go into Chekhov's Chekhov here? We've got Chekhov's cars.
Checklist. Well, we've got Chekhov's cars, and then we've got Chekhov's non-negotiable checklist.
Oh yes, Chekhov's actual checklist. Chekhov.
Chekhov's aliens.
Chekhov's Red's aliens. For a low production, a low cost production like this, they did make sure that things structurally, it's a structurally sound movie because they didn't bring anything in superfluous. Like everything.
Enough, it's a well-written film.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about it is like this so low budget and it felt like a $5 movie, but again, like there were some likable characters, and I actually liked the two intern type people or producers or whatever they were. Were they great actors? No, but for some reason they were just charming people, and I just kind of liked them.
I just wish this was actually just an episode of Frasier, where Frasier gets stuck in a desert town.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, but so well then let's go into would we recommend this or not?
I think I recommend this if you have nothing better to do or you want something kind of dumb and cheesy.
I'm gonna go. I almost said skip this movie because it's so low budget and cheap, and but I like the more I think about it, I'm like you said, you can't be mad at this movie, and like you enjoy it while you're like I had fun watching it because I never got bored with this movie. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the same on my scale. I think it would be it's streaming and you got, like you said, nothing better to do. And you just want like a cheesy Hallmark quality rom-com. Pop it on.
I'd watch it with when you're folding laundry on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you don't need to be paying full attention to this movie, but it's not one I could just say skip because I'm like, it's got its cute moments in it. It's and yeah, it's it is what it is, and it's just a stream it if you want, and on a like you said, a Sunday afternoon while folding laundry. I agree. What would you put as a double feature for this?
So I would put Frasier the movie. No, I wish I could. For my double feature, I guess we'll stick with like the Southwest desert theme and more like love stories or stuff. I know this is going to be a wild one, but I was going to go with Paris, Texas.
I'll see. I've never seen that, so
It's a really sweet, but also it's a very sad movie in the desert with beautiful cinematography and probably one of the best performances of Harry Dean Stanton's career.
oh, nice. I'll have to check that one out. I was gonna go with this cocky, arrogant new guy comes into town and kind of riles things up and gets people more active and falls in love with the cute girl in town and go with Footloose with Kevin Bacon.
That's true.
I mean, it's different but similar. So
Very true. As long as you don't dance.
don't dance until you kick off your Sunday shoes.
Oh ho ho.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the double feature with Footloose, the 1984 Kevin Bacon.
Well, you can't say at least we have different recommendations. We didn't stay the same movie.
Right. All right, let's move on to the final segment of this. And we're going to go 70 or better, and we're going to spin the wheel.
I mean, I'm surprised that one was 70 or better, but also not that surprised because it was just like inoffensive.
Right?
Because even if a movie reviewer was like, yeah, this one's fine, it still counts as a positive review.
Okay, I have spun. And we have two couples from different generations confront their issues after marriage. Can you get it from that description?
I'm going to say no. No, I can't.
This is a movie streaming on Amazon Prime, 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Oh, dear.
It's from 2022, and it's called Jug Jug Geo. And it looks like it might be an Indian movie.
Okay, hey, we've had good luck with those before, so.
Yeah, so that actually, the 2 hours and 28 minutes doesn't scare me as much.
Mm-hmm. Because hopefully there'll be at least one musical number.
Yeah. I'm hoping with that length there better be a musical number. Yeah. So that's it's a drama / comedy on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And if you're writing that down, it's JUGGJEEYO.
Nice. So it's about Jughead.
Yes.
From Archie.
Betty and Veronica.
I knew it. All right, I've got it on there.
All right, so yeah, we'll come back for that movie next time. And in the meantime, you can catch us online on Twitter at AwesomeKM.
And I'm at Noah_Saturn. That is spelled SATERN.
We're on Instagram at We Don't Know What to Watch, and you can email us WeDon'tKnowWhatToWatch@gmail.com. Until next time, don't forget to check your non-negotiable checklist.
And men are like cars. Vroom, vroom.
Zoom, zoom.